Well, amid this festering garbage can era we currently reside in, during this present point of NBA history, where the petulant and entitled crop of superstars have gone out of their way over the last decade plus to collude, stack decks, and desperately search out the easiest way to accrue cheap, meaningless rings. But they have given way now to this newest generation of even softer, more pampered TikTokers, even less concerned with earning anything or playing the right way. The resultant sewage surrounding this current product of basketball, if we can even call it that, almost lacks any form of defense whatsoever, as we are now up to 115.5 points per game nightly average for this 2023-2024 season, which now ranks as the 6th most ever.
It's a complete crap.
Dating all the way back to 1946, and it's the most since the 1976 ABA-NBA merger.
Well, I mean, it was an absolute disgusting performance of defense.
Is it any wonder then that the All-Star game has devolved into an unwatchable layup line in recent years, with last year's final score swelling to a 184-175 final?
What a load of shit.
And even amid the higher than average game totals we saw over the past years, there were still instances of individual superstars taking the challenge and defending at elite levels. That, of course, though, was back when men were still men, and alphas like Kobe Bryant were still roaming the NBA. One of the most memorable All-Star games of all time was the 2003 games, a 155-145 double overtime thriller in which Michael Jordan made his final appearance as an All-Star. And with 4.8 seconds remaining in the first overtime, and the score tied at 136 apiece, in quintessential GOAT form, Jordan would hit what looked to be the game-winning shot. But not so fast. The young up-and-comer who picked up the mantle left behind by Jordan would ruin MJ's fairy tale send-off when Kobe Bryant hit the free throws to send it into a double overtime where the West would ultimately prevail. And of course, you know Bryant hit a myriad of clutch jumpers throughout the overtime session. But the offense notwithstanding, check out the defense Bryant was playing in this All-Star game. With the block here on Jordan, another block right here on Jermaine O'Neal, the tight pressure D on Jason Kidd right here, and a steal. Bryant, in fact, led the West in blocks in this game and added 3 steals. But that was just a 24-year-old Kobe Bryant. How about the time in the 2013 All-Star game when Kobe, in his 17th year, absolutely owned and shut down 28-year-old prime MVP LeBron, as Bryant was hounding LeBron routinely early on in this one, but took it to the next level in the fourth quarter when the game was really at stake and it was winning time. A time that Kobe had owned for the vast majority of his NBA career, while the Fraud King has routinely shrunk and shriveled under the brightest of the lights. This game would be no different despite Kobe's advanced age and stage of his career. The West was clinging to a 4-point lead at the end of 3 quarters, and that's when Bryant would thoroughly and completely shut down and humiliate the guy many were saying at the time was in the heart of his prime, that constituted the greatest player of all time. LeBron, remember, was in a stretch where he won 4 league MVPs out of 5 years, but Kobe stifled him in that final quarter, holding him to 0 for 4 from the field, while turning him over a number of times, and in fact, James led both teams with 4 turnovers for the game. While Bryant rejected him multiple times down the stretch, and LeBron would not score a single point in the fourth quarter until a free throw with 34 seconds left in a game that was all but over, with the West up 8, and Kobe sauntering around midcourt telling everyone in earshot that LeBron couldn't score on him. And he wasn't lying. You certainly don't see defense like that being played anymore in the regular season these days, let alone in the All-Star game, as all-time greats are literally just laying down in the middle of the court these days on defense. But times are different now. Players like that don't exist anymore in today's NBA. So with the latest edition of the NBA All-Star Game now squarely upon us, as you get set to watch players shooting wide open threes and jogging up and down the floor for uncontested dunks and layups, at least give pause and reflect back on a simpler time, a better time, when men were still men and alphas ruled the earth.